Title: SFO Street Showdown, 9 Winged, 0 Bites the Dust in Mission District, Gun Extravaganza. TLDR, in an adrenaline-infused episode of life in San Francisco's Mission District, 9 people came face to face with death after a targeted shooting. However, it's not all gloom and doom, folks. None of the victims have checked out permanently. Brown skin. The local authorities have this crime scene taped off and assure us that the threat's over. Questions remain, though. What happened to the shooters? When you think of San Francisco, you think of the Golden Gate Bridge, hipster techies, and overpriced avocado toasts, right? But this Friday night, SF added a new feature to its colorful tapestry, a mass shooting in its vibrant Mission District. However, it seems like the angel of death was on a coffee break, because, miraculously, none of the 9 victims crossed the Stygian River. The San Francisco Police Department even went as far as to confirm via tweet that all are expected to survive. So, dear readers, would you call this a deadly bullet party with a touch of divine intervention? Now, before anyone starts packing their bags and switching their GPS to anywhere but here, the police did their part to quell the rising panic. They assured that the shooting was not a random act of violence, but rather a targeted and isolated incident. But isn't that even more chilling? Knowing that there's someone out there with a hit list. The scene of the crime? None other than the bustling junction of 24th Street and Treat Avenue. And as if the Mission District hadn't gotten enough of its 15 minutes of fame, the Department of Emergency Management sent out a tweet, urging people to steer clear of the area. So, who needed a Netflix thriller when they could peek out of their windows for some real action, right? The victims? Well, they were rushed off to the hospital in record time, though the doctors are keeping mum on their conditions. It begs the question, do they have something to hide, or are they just following protocol? And now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the shooters. The cops were quick to respond to the incident, but their silence on any arrests is deafening. Is there a manhunt underway? Are they closing in on the suspects? Or are we looking at a ghost shooter, fading into the SF fog ? So, San Francisco, what's the takeaway from this deadly, but not quite, encounter? We've had a lot to chew on, but there's still a pretty juicy question left to ask. What's the real cost of survival in the city by the bay? Can a community move forward knowing a faceless danger might lurk in its shadows, or does it just accept this as another bitter ingredient in its mixed salad of city life? What say you, dear readers? Disclaimer: this article is based on existing information and does not recommend any action or response. It merely represents the facts as they are known and does not endorse or advocate for any perspective or course of action.